Alright folks, well here's your Bradley all taken apart. The good thing about the Bradley is, unlike other knives, when you take it apart, it maintains its basic togetherness, if you will. Here's your bushings, which are, they just got a little oil on them, so they're stuck to the pieces where they go. Alright. You have your different screws. The only size screws that this thing takes is a T6, alright, and then the larger screw is a T8. So if you went to your local hardware store and picked up a T6 and a T8, you could take apart probably 99.9% of the tactical knives that you own. I happen to also have a Benchmade kit which has T10s included also. So T10, T8, and T6s seem to be your typical sizes for knives. Right here, you can, if you look really closely, you have a little ball bearing that's embedded in the titanium. Most nice knives have that. Makes the operation a little bit smoother. Notice how mine is sticking up a little bit. That's the tension, that is the pre-tension, if you will, that is placed on your titanium lock. Alright, so basically the only thing that would really need any adjusting here is this screw right here, which is a T8. Alright, everything else is, like I said, it just snaps and gets put together. These are all machined and they're all done by computer, so they're pretty much foolproof. They come out of a machine and they're done perfectly. The only thing that can really get messed up is the human element, and the human element is where it's adjusted at the very end, and the only thing that requires adjusting is this screw right here. So I'll show you guys how this is. And basically when you take up, all I did is I'm gonna assemble it so you guys can see. Basically it's just the opposite when you take it apart. If you look on the other side of your knife, these screws are permanent. Well, you can take them apart, but there's no reason to disassemble it for this video. This is permanent. This maintains it where it's supposed to be at. This right here stays inside. Alright, I'm sure you could force it out, but it seems to be pretty much permanent there. Alright, so I'm gonna, since I got it apart, I'm just going to throw some stuff on there. Alright, and I'm gonna just wipe it off real quick. Okay, so she's all nice and clean now. Clean as it really needs to be. Alright, and you got your little ding-a-ding here. Just fits right in there. Look at that. See, that's pre-machined. Beautiful. Outstanding. You have your blade. Okay, you got your little bushing here. So you can take off that bushing. You can wipe off the blade real quick. Okay. And if you want the bushing to, what I do is I'll just put just a little of the goop on there. Just regular oil you can use. You don't want to use WD-40 though. Don't use WD-40. I'll place that right back there. It's nice and clean now. This one, you slide off your little bush in there. Okay. Wipe it off. Get it all nice and clean. Cool, cool, cool. Throw a little of this goop on there. Voila. A little protectant. Okay. Alright. And I clean the back side of my clip. Okay. I'm very impressed with the quality of this knife. You can see the little indent there. That's for your ball bearing when it snaps into place. Alright. So all we're going to do is, because it's all gooped up, the bushing is just going to stay right there for us, so it's pretty easy to put it back together. Well, it should just stay there, but if it doesn't, you can just slip it on there like that. Okay, she just pops right on in there. As you notice, it's in the lock position, just slides right on there. Beauty. Let's see if this one stays like it's supposed to, right? Or not how it's supposed to, but how I said it would. Nope, it doesn't. Alright, so real easy. You just stick her on there. Get your bushing. God, excuse me, I just woke up full of coffee here. And we're just going to put her all back together just like that. Real easy. Okay, you want to inspect your screws. Now I notice on one of these screws it looks like I got a little corrosion developing, so I'm just going to throw a little goop on there, wipe it off. No biggie. I'm going to throw a little goop in these holes too. Okay. And just, you don't want to tighten it up too much, just kind of snug. You can go around later and tighten them up. You never want to over tighten these. Alright, don't over tighten them. Your knife will not work correctly. And look at that, cleans all that out for me. Isn't that nice? Wipe off your mess. Voila. Okay. Alright, now as you see how it's all getting put together here, it's coming together for us. I'm going to throw a little extra goop in there just to clean up those threads. What it is, I filled it up, right? And I'm going to use my T8 driver. And all the extra sand and stuff will come out. I do not over tighten. See, I'm just using my little 2 fingers to do that. Alright. Now this is how they do it at the factory. They're putting it all together for you, right? Now, this really doesn't need too much cleaning. Just going to put a little there just to protect the... Now this really has no purpose except for to keep dirt out of that little area and to clip it onto your pocket. This is the most difficult part in my opinion. Okay, loosely tighten this. I actually have 3 more threads to go on that. Loosely. Don't even tighten it, that's what I'm saying. Should ate something before I did this video because my hands are shaking. I don't drink either, so... Oh man. Got an empty stomach and about 3 cups of coffee in me. This is not good. Oh! Like I said, this is the most difficult part. I think I already said that. Loosely tighten. See how I'm leaving a little gap there? Okay. Loosely tighten. Okay. Now you can go back and tighten them all. Center one first. Next. And I'm not over tightening. Just snug them down. Voila. Beauty. Okay, now the knife is put together, right? Well, gosh darn it, it's not working the way it should. There. Oh man, it's not working quite the way it should, right? No biggie. You want to adjust it. And notice that my blade's not centered. Okay? These are the same parts I have before. This is the adjustment portion. See that? If I tighten it, it goes to my left. If I loosen it, it goes to my right. So I want to tighten it to the part where it's nice and centered. Voila. And then I want to check the tension. Woohoo! Working nice now. Nice and clean. Alright, now when it comes to the locking mechanism, that'll take a while to break in a little bit. But it shouldn't be a real issue for you. Alright, you can bend it if you want. You can bend them out to loosen them up a little bit. You can push them in, or you can take it apart and you can put that tension on there. Increase the tension or decrease the tension by bending this. Alright, and I recommend doing that with the knife taken apart. Alright, so my blade's nice and centered now. I get that even more perfect. Let me. Voila. Okay. Alright, now if the knife starts to loosen up on you during use, you can, there's many different fixes for that, but in my opinion, now that's a defect, or it's just parts that are getting worn, and then you can just contact Benchmade and tell them, hey look, every time I use my knife, the blade just starts loosening up the set screw, and what they'll do is they'll send you some 2 set screws in the mail, and they'll say, here you go. Alright? So I hope that helps you guys. Alright? You guys have a nice day.